How's it going, Diablo 2 fans? Thank you guys for checking out my video today. And what I'm going to go over is how to be able to get Clone to spawn a lot faster for your games. And if not for just making it to where it only takes a couple minutes for him to spawn, there is a trick to be able to get him to spawn within seconds, if not immediately when the new game starts up. But before we go into that, I'm going to go ahead and do a couple of quick comment shoutouts from a previous video. This is from my Rolling Grease video, and the two comments are Sarahman1000 saying, "I don't believe you," and Mickey Christensen saying, "God damn." Thank you both for checking out my video and for leaving comments on it. Just like with everyone that views my videos, I greatly appreciate any of the feedback and any of the comments that you guys leave. As much fun as it is for you guys to watch the videos, it is just as much fun for me to be able to create them for you guys to bring you some level of entertainment, especially with the fact that this is a 20-year-old game and people still enjoy it, much like I do. So thank you guys so very much. There's a lot more content coming on the way, so be on the lookout for that very, very soon. But with that said, let's jump into this video.
Now I think you shall have your reward.
So like I mentioned, we're going to go through and be able to get Clone to spawn a lot faster within your games. But before we do that, I want you guys to make sure to pay attention that there is some gameplay going on in the very back of the video, because I want to be able to show just how fast it would take for Clone to spawn without changing any of the files. Now, when it comes to a MacBook, you will have a pluggy file and you'll have a mod pluggy file that both have pluggy.ini. You will need to be able to change both of those files to be able to have them sync up to get Clone to spawn. So you need to be able to have both those files be the exact same. When it comes to a regular desktop, an HP, just a regular laptop, whatever it is that you use that is not a Mac, you only have one file that needs to be changed, and that's going to be for your mod pluggy within your pluggy files. And it's going to be the exact same way to be able to access both. It is one of the only ways that we have comparison of MacBook versus a regular PC and laptop file system, because when it comes to reading other files on a MacBook, this is typically what they look like. It's not pretty, lots of jumbles of letters, numbers, and a lot of disorganization from a reader's standpoint. When it comes to programming, I'm certain it can make a lot of sense, but that's not something I do, so I have no idea what it is, so we're not going to change that. Also, speaking of not changing anything, there's other files in your game that you do not want to change at all. So again, we're only going to be changing the pluggy.ini files, and we're only going to be changing certain aspects within those files. Everything else, please make sure to leave them alone. That way you don't have a very botched game to where it doesn't run very well or even run at all. So again, only change the files that we're going to go through today. And with that said, let's jump in, show you what it is that you need to change, and get you starting hunting on your Anni Charms. So first thing you want to do is you want to be able to have your icon for your game, and we're going to right click it, because we're not going to actually double click to go within the game to change the files. We need to be able to go through pretty much like the back door of the actual game to do so. And with that, we're going to right click it. And so it's going to be something as far as comparable where you see on my screen it says show package contents. It should be something of the sort for regular laptop users. So we're going to go ahead and click that. We're going to go through Drive C. We're going to go to Diablo. And so again, when it comes to MacBook users, we do have two areas that have your pluggy.ini. So for example, we have right here, clicking this, and then we have the pluggy.ini file, and we can, if you want, just to open it up, and it has right here your world event. But we're going to go through and go to your mod pluggy, because this is one that is going to be able to be accessed for other users that do not have a MacBook. So again, we're going to double click on mod pluggy. You have your pluggy.ini file. We're going to right click it, and you want to make sure that this is a readable file, so that way you can actually change the numbers and make the adjustments necessary to be able to have Clone spawn faster for you. So go ahead and click on that. And where we're going to go is called the world event, because this is what we have for Diablo Clone. And we have a couple of default numbers that we're going to change up, which is trigger at each SOJ sold minimum, the maximum, and then the time before auto sell max. So with that said, when it comes to regular default settings, when it comes to the minimum, it has to hit 75, and by the maximum, it would be 125 before you'd be able to trigger Clone actually spawning. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and change this number to 1. We're going to delete these other numbers, and we're going to keep just the 1. Now, with that said, we're going to exit out, and then for me, I like to just reopen it again, just to double check to make sure that the numbers did stick. And what this is good for is for people that want to be able to get declone to spawn like this, because they are just on the hunt for Anni Charms to be able to get the best one possible for one, if not multiple, of their characters. Now, for the people that want to be able to control exactly when declone spawns, but they want to be able to do other content within the game and maybe just kind of lap around to declone at the end of their play, this is what you would want to do. You want to keep the files exactly as they are, but what you would do is you would change the item to sell from the Stone of Jordan to something that is very accessible for your character. Like, for example, you can do the L rune, which is one of the most commonly dropped runes in normal or just within the game in general. It's the first rune of the 34. And what you would do is you would want to put in the game file for runes, which is going to be R01. And if you were to change that in the place of the Stone of Jordan, you would make it to where all you need to do is go to the vendor, sell them an L rune, and then that would trigger declone to spawn. Because just typing in L rune is not going to be enough. In this case, you would have to be able to change it to an actual game file writing for whatever item it is that you're going to sell. So for example, if you wanted to change it to a super health potion, you would put it as H5, because that is the 5th health potion that you would be able to attain within the game. So being able to write in the game file and change that as well, that way you can control exactly when declone spawns. And we're going to go ahead and do an example to see if we can actually get declone to spawn immediately within the game. So we have both of the files set to the exact same thing. So let's go ahead and open the game and see if I can give you an example of him spawning quickly. And just like that, it didn't even take 5 seconds, and Diablo now walks the earth. Again, something very suitable for those that want to be able to just get as many Anni Charm opportunities as possible and to be able to maybe do mass identifications much like I did, but this is what's going to be able to help you to get as many Anni Charms as possible. And that's going to be it. Super easy, simple, and very effective for those that are wanting to do declone farming. And that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for checking it out. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it and were able to get some good tips on being able to get declone to spawn faster within your game. I hope you guys again enjoyed it, and if you want to see content like this, please make sure to hit subscribe and hit the bell notification to be notified whenever a new video comes up, because amongst all of the other videos that I make for this channel, there is a Diablo playlist that will be updated very regularly for you guys to be able to enjoy. And if you like this video, please give it a like and share it so that way we can help other people to get their declones to spawn faster for their gameplay. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.